Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how I grew my natural hair over the last 5.5 years. This is one of the most frequently asked questions that I get from my followers on Instagram, so I decided that the best thing to do is to make a video. That way, if that question is asked, I can refer you to this video. So before I get too deep into the video, I do want to remind you to subscribe and also follow me on Instagram at naturallynella. So I want to give you a little bit of background on my hair. I transitioned for about 6 months. It could be 7. I'm not sure. I always say 6 because I'm pretty sure it's 6. But anyway, I transitioned for 6 months and then I did the big chop. I did the big chop in April of 2013. So that means this April, which is 2018, that would have been 5 years since I did my big chop. I say I'm 5.5 years natural because we're currently in the month of August, so I just say 5.5 years. If you want to add the months that I transitioned, then I guess it will be about 6 years, but I don't know, for some reason I just don't normally include that transitioning period, but you can feel free to do the math. For now, I'll say 5.5 years, and come April 2019, I'll say 6 years. So throughout this video, I will be just putting up some pictures that hopefully correlate with what I'm talking about at the moment. I have to go dig some up to see if I can find some, but I'll try to put some pictures up to give you an idea of which stage I was in, or just give you some, I don't know, a visual of where I came from and where I am now. But anyway, back to when I transitioned. I big chop at 6 months. My hair was just a few inches long. I did not know what I was doing. I was completely clueless. So I had to learn and figure it out. And I didn't do any research before I big chopped. So I was clueless. And now I'm proud to say that I feel like I'm a little bit of pro with the natural hair. I feel like I know what to do. Clearly, it's brought me a long way. So I'm going to be sharing that with you. So the very, very first thing, and it's very important, is shampooing your hair, making sure that your hair is clean. I have gotten questions from people a lot of the times asking if it's bad to shampoo the ends of your hair. They only shampoo their scalp. And I don't really understand that philosophy because you get a lot of product buildup in your hair. So I shampoo my scalp and I shampoo my hair to get rid of all the product buildup. How often do I shampoo? I shampoo every other wash. So I wash my hair about every 7 to 10 days or 12 days, just depending on what style I did, how much buildup I had. I just kind of based it on, basically I base my wash days on buildup. So I'll shampoo every other wash. If I'm not shampooing, then I'm doing a co-wash. I may shampoo twice back to back depending on the amount of buildup, but having a clean scalp and hair is super important. You want to make sure that you're getting rid of all the buildup, because when you have product buildup, it becomes hard for water, which is a key moisturizer, to get in and out of your hair, and for products as well. I feel like sometimes people will try products and they'll say it doesn't work, and it may very well not work, but if you have way too much buildup in your hair, products will have a hard time penetrating your hair. So sometimes it may seem like products are working, or you don't know, why your hair feels a certain way. It's probably because you need to shampoo your hair. I do use a clarifying shampoo that's also dependent upon buildup. I do like to use a clarifying shampoo to get rid of everything. And people say that, it'll strip my hair. My hair is going to be stripped of all the natural oils and it's going to be dry. That's why you put the moisture back in when you shampoo. After I shampoo, I always pack it back up with moisture, and I'll get more into that too. The next thing, and probably one of the most important things that I focus on, is moisturizing, moisturizing, moisturizing. Something to remember is that when your hair is dry, it's more prone to breakage. Think of, I've seen this example of a leaf. When a leaf is dry, it can break so easily, it literally crumbles. Think of your hair the same way. When a leaf, has enough water and it's living, it's not that easy to just break the leaf. So think of your hair that way. Dry hair breaks and moisture is key. So one of the most important things that I do is I deep condition my hair. Like I told you guys earlier, I do shampoo one wash and then I will co-wash the other on the other wash. So when I shampoo my hair, that's when I take the time to deep condition my hair to put back a lot of the moisture inside of my hair that I just previously removed. Something that I always do, even when I deep condition, you can call it double conditioning, call it whatever you want. Every wash, I always use a leave-in conditioner. It is so important. Not only is using a leave-in a great way to add moisture back into your hair, it also aids with the detangling process for me. I tend to detangle while I apply my leave-in conditioner. And just imagine detangling on freshly shampooed hair. I feel like my hair is already at that point super dry, and it's just more prone to breakage because you don't have that slip to help you with detangling, not deep conditioning. You don't have that slip to help you with detangling your hair when it's just shampooed. So adding that leave-in for moisture and to aid in detangling is something that's super important. After the leave-in conditioner, I then find, like if I'm doing, I'll just use an example, a twist out for an example, I use a cream, a curling cream or styling cream that works great for my hair, something that gives me great slip and great moisture. I use that in order to style my hair. And since I am a low porosity girl, sometimes using creams that's on the super thicker side doesn't really work. As well as something that is a little bit more thin in consistency. And when I say thin, I don't mean watery. I just mean not super duper thick. There are only a few super duper thick creams that work for my hair. But I find that creams that aren't as thick penetrates my low porosity hair better and gives me better results. So picking a great styling cream and using that after my leave-in works great. It's a great moisturizing technique, step, whatever. Great step to the moisturizing process. And the last and final thing that I'll do, and I don't do this all the time, I used to do it a lot more faithfully when I first went natural because I felt like this is what everybody was saying I needed to do. You need to use your oil to seal your hair. And certain oils are good sealants. So I do it sometimes depending on my mood, but I'm finding more and more that I don't always have to use an oil to seal my hair. But some oils do act as a sealant, and that's something that I did for years consistently, is sealed my hair with oils. So that kind of sums up the whole moisturizing process. Let me just recap. Deep conditioning, leave-in, styling cream, depending on what style you're going for, and an oil, depending on if you like to seal with the oil or not. That's what I do for moisturizing. My next and another key factor in growing healthy, natural hair is low manipulation. Every time I say low manipulation, people assume that I mean that you have to put a protective style, you have to take extensions and put your hair in braids or cornrows or something like that. And that's not exactly what I'm saying. What I mean by low manipulation, what I mean by low manipulation is, why do I keep drawing blanks? What is going on with me? What I mean by low manipulation is doing a style that does not require you to just constantly put your hands in your hair. Something that will require you to style your hair, I don't know, maybe once a week. I usually don't style more than once a week. Styling your hair over and over and over again during the week, it's like you're putting all this tension on your hair, all this stress on your hair, and you're causing it to be more prone to breakage. So for me, even a twist out can be low manipulation, because what I do after I do my twist out is, before I go to sleep at night, I'll take my bonnet, put my hair all up, my scarf, wrap it around, and then I'll put my bonnet over the top. The next morning, I just remove my bonnet and my scarf, shake it out, and go. Nowhere am I, taking my hands, playing in my hair, pulling on it, all that type of stuff. Like, I don't do that. Try to keep your hands out of your hair as much as you can. And low manipulation could mean braids and cornrows or what have you. Just make sure that when you're doing those styles, it's not putting too much tension on your hair, more specifically, I guess, your edges. When you do styles like that, it's supposed to be protecting your hair, not harming your hair. So please don't get them done way too tight, because I feel like it kind of defeats the purpose. You end up losing so much hair from doing your hair so tight. So yeah, low manipulation, super important. Don't play in your hair all the time. Find styles that can last you a good grip, and yeah. Next point is not going overboard on heat. And I feel like I can speak on this because when I first transitioned, like I said, I didn't know what I was doing. So I used to do a lot of heat styling. Like, I didn't really know what I was doing. And though I didn't get much damage, I did get a little bit of damage. Like, I did get a little bit of heat damage because I used to flat iron my hair all the time because I didn't really know what I was doing. I would put in like some tracks, because that's before all the lace fronts and stuff became like super popping. I used to put on my little tracks, have a little leave out, and I would just constantly flat iron my leave out, flat iron my leave out. And I had a little bit of damage. But anyway, heat styling, more specifically with like heating tools like flat irons, curling wands, curling irons, it can break your hair, it can damage your hair. It makes your hair a little bit weaker the more you do it. And the weaker your hair is, the easier it is for pieces to just pop, literally pop off. Like, I've seen people's hair pop off so easily due to heat styling consistently. So if you can limit the amount of heat that you use in your hair, go ahead and do that. It's something that I've gotten a whole lot better with. I will blow dry my hair, ever so often. I'll do it like maybe every month, and not every month, but I'll do it 1 month and I might skip it and I won't do it for another 3 months or whatever. I will use a blow dry, but as far as like flat ironing my hair and using my curling wand is something that I limit to no more than 3 times a year. And I've only done it twice this year, and I don't really plan on using any more tools like that until next year. Earlier this year, I used my curling wand, I think. And then this time I flat ironed my hair, which is what you're seeing right now. Flat ironed my hair and I touched it up with the curling wand. My bad, I just had a low battery, so that's why you'll see that quick cut and I'm back. But yeah, I touched it up with my curling wand on medium heat. And yeah, that's all of the curling tools that I'll be using for the year. I'm done. So definitely limit the amount of heat. Important. Last but not least, and this is one of the tips that I feel like people are so reluctant to do because I feel like they're scared that they will cut all their hair off. It's so important in length retention, and that is trimming your hair. I cannot stress this enough. You need to trim your hair in order to retain length. When your hair starts to become damaged and split at the end, the longer you leave the damaged ends there, the more time you're leaving or you're giving your hair a chance, or the more time you're giving the damage to travel up your hair. So in order to prevent that damage from traveling up your hair, you want to go ahead and trim those dead ends. I trim as needed. I used to trim every 6 weeks because it was what I was used to doing while I had a relaxer. But slowly over time, I decreased the amount that I trim my hair. Now I just trim as needed. So whenever I feel like my ends are becoming shaggy, and you can tell your ends become like shaggy and it just looks different from the rest of your hair. I can just tell when I need a trim. And I actually have a trimming video up if you want to see that. I'll link it in the description box. But yeah, definitely trimming your hair. I trim as needed, which ends up being about every 3 months or so. Trimming your hair. I'm telling you, it sounds counterproductive, but it is not. Let go of the dead ends. Let your hair flourish. I know people who will tell me that they haven't trimmed their hair since they've gone natural, been natural 3 years. And then they're wondering why their hair, feels some type of way or why it's trashy. It's likely because your ends need to be trimmed. So definitely don't skip that step. Trim your hair as needed. And I'm not telling you to trim it on your own. If you need to pay a stylist to do it, then go ahead and do that. I just like to do my own hair. But trimming your hair is major, major, major key. is a major key to retaining length. So here's a quick recap, and there's more things that you can do to contribute to retaining length, but these are just my top 5. Number 1, clean hair, so removing product buildup. Proper moisturizing. Low manipulation. Not too much heat, so limited heat styling and trimming your ends are my top 5 focus for retaining length. That's how I got to where I am today. All right, that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at @naturaldanella, and I will see you guys next time.